Hello and welcome to Dawn Chorus Writes, a Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction and audiofic. This is a new series, The Princess and the Cheese, and it's written by Jheqia, narrated by Dawn myself. Hello! And it is also a writing prompt by Alicia, so massive shout out to her too. Massive shout out and thank you very much for the commissioned artwork by Arkatza in the thumbnail. So make sure you go and give her some love. All her information is listed down below. Make sure you give Jheqia some love for writing it. And make sure you give me some love by smashing that like button. Comment down below what you think of it and what will happen in the next chapter. And make sure you subscribe so you do not miss out on this one and other series and other one-shots that are happening at the moment. And enjoy. Chapter 1. Hello, Princess. Enough was enough. Adrien had it. It was bad enough that he was locked into his father's overbearing rules and schedule. It was bad enough that Shadowmoth was terrorizing Paris nearly every day, leaving Adrien exhausted from battling Akumas as Cat Noir. It was bad enough that his partner and the love of his life was in love with someone else. But this tore it. Plagg! He shouted, waving one orange tennis shoe above his head in frustration. He hopped around his bedroom on one foot, chasing the cheese-eating monstrosity who called himself his Kwami. He knew he looked ridiculous, but Adrien didn't care at this point. He knew Plagg would play the occasional prank, but this went beyond boundaries of decency. You do not hide cheese in my shoes! Plagg cackled with laughter as he zoomed easily out of reach of his holder, as globs of the gooey, rank dairy product stuck to his sock. You've been so moody lately, I thought a little joke would cheer you up, the Kwami said through wheezing guffaws. I should have you know, I wasted perfectly decent piece of camembert on you, boy. You should be grateful. Let's see how grateful you are when I get back at you, you little friend. Adrien growled, ripping the sock off his foot. He stormed over to the mini-fridge and pulled out the wheels of cheese stacked there. Then he gathered the secret stashes from the wastepaper basket, behind his role-playing video games, the drawer under his TV, and every other secret hiding place he knew of. What are you gonna do with my cheese, kid? Plagg said with a smirk. Dump it out the window. I'll just go and eat it. Fresh air only increases my appetite. That's what you think. Lugging his haul with him, Adrien went to the bathroom and began flushing the cheese down the toilet. What? No! Seeing the Kwami battle between the adversary to water and his love of cheese would have been hilarious if he hadn't been so frustrated. He got down to the last wheel and stopped, staring triumphantly at the floating menace. Now, are you gonna stop hiding your nasty cheese in my stuff? He demanded. Plagg hovered before him, paws crossed. He had gone from black to black hole, as if he was sucking in the light around him and his eyes burned. And how do you think you'll become Cat Noir if I can't recharge? That is why I stopped at the last wheel. This should be enough to give you a few recharges if you need them. But not stuff your face all day. Maybe that will teach you to respect other people's things. Now, come on, we need to get to school. Plagg zoomed into his pocket, but not before Adrien heard him mutter. Just you wait, kid. The only one who gets the better of me is Sugar Cube. You'll see. Thinking he had his little friend beaten, he went off to school, content he had made his point about getting some respect from this cantankerous roommate. It wasn't until before second period that Adrien noticed Plagg was missing. He wasn't in any of his pockets, his bag, or his locker. His ring was still silver, so Plagg wasn't manipulating his transformation or anything. "Plagg, where did you get off to?" he growled under his breath, scanning the locker room as unobtrusive as he could. There weren't that many people in there, but he didn't want people to see him worried and ask questions. He saw Marinette head to her locker to get her books for the next class, and figured he should do the same. He'd have to try and lure the little gremlin out later. As he reached into his pocket to pull out his history book, he heard Marinette gasp from nearby. He pulled his head out, about to ask her what was wrong, when he heard all too familiar voice. "Hello, princess." "What? What are you doing in here?" he heard her hiss. "Shouldn't you be with Cat Noir? He's okay, isn't he?" "Yeah, the kid's fine. He just needed some alone time. So, since he thinks you are such a good friend, I thought I would come and hang out with you for the day, princess. I'm Plagg, by the way." "Plagg, did you wander off?" Wow, Marinette was taking this incredibly well, but she certainly knew how to cut to the heart of things, didn't she? "Let's just say that my little kitten needs a lesson, and this was the best way to teach it to him." Adrien felt his face burned at being called a little kitten, especially in front of Marinette. He was 16 after all. Plagg knows I can hear him. What does he think he's doing? "Are you sure he's okay?" she whispered. "And what if there's an Akuma? How is he supposed to fight if you're with me?" "Meh, we'll deal with that if it comes up. In the meantime, princess," and Adrien heard a soft smack sound, like a kiss, and Marinette giggled, "I'll get to spend the day with the prettiest girl around." "So you're why Cat Noir flirts all the time?" she murmured, laughter in her voice. "You think the kid's that smooth on his own? Besides, it's only with you. Well, you and Ladybug," came the reply, which was true enough. Adrien hadn't really flirted much with Kwami when they were going out, but Plagg didn't need to tell Marinette that. He didn't have to tell her he was hopeless with girls without the suit, did he? He knew the Kwami couldn't tell her his identity, but he could tell her enough to ruin her opinion about Cat Noir. Oh, when he got his hands on that little monster, he'll strangle him. But you can't strangle something that phases through solid walls. Never mind. You'd find a way. "Well, I need to get to class. You better come with me. Just keep quiet, please." "Sure thing, princess. You bet." He heard Marinette close her locker door and leave for class, completely unaware of the time bomb she had ticking in her bag. He groaned. There was no telling what Plagg would or could tell her that would embarrass him. He had to get his Kwami back before he did something that would ruin his friendship with Marinette forever. Aside from his father and Ladybug, Marinette's opinion of him, either of his persona really, was the most important thing to him. There was only one thing he could do. Something Adrien Agreste would never in his wildest dreams ever do. Something that would make his father's blood boil and his mother ashamed. Adrien was going to have to steal from Marinette's purse. Thankfully, Miss Bustier gave the class a pairing assignment in history and let them choose their partners. Almost before she was done speaking, Adrien whipped round and slapped his hand excitedly on the desk. "Want to be partners, Marinette?" Whoops. He had said that a little loud, hadn't he? Well, too late now. Even if the whole class was staring at him with looks of confusion, pleasure, or, in the case of Chloe and Lila, outright dislike. In fact, he could almost hear Chloe's teeth grinding from where he sat. Marinette's cheeks, blushing crimson, stared at him with wide eyes. Okay, she squeaked. Great. Smooth move, Aggress. You went and scared her. You know Marinette's skittish. He rubbed the back of his neck as a blush tinted his cheeks as well. Great. Wanna meet during lunch? We can sneak into some extra time and then maybe work after school? He groaned internally. He wasn't going to get through this without getting embarrassed, was he? If Plagg didn't ruin Marinette's opinion of Cat Noir, then he was going to ruin her opinion of Adrien all by himself. Sure, she whispered, sliding down to a seat like an embarrassed turtle. He turned and sat back round, trying to hide his face from Nino. Well, now that Adrien and Marinette have their projects planned, why don't the rest of you pair off and make plans as well? Miss Boussier said, casting a knowing grin at the two of them. And Adrien, as pleased as I am that you are excited about this project, you might wish to use a quieter voice when speaking indoors. He flushed. Yes, miss. He put his head on the desk, trying to bring himself under control. Ridiculous! Utterly ridiculous! Chloe growled beside him. Dude, what was all that about? Nina whispered. I just wanted to spend some more time with Marinette, he mumbled. Nino snorted. Sure, man, whatever you say. He was definitely going to strangle Plagg when he got him back. Thank you for listening to chapter 1. I hope you enjoyed it. This is going to be a really fun little mini-series. Also, to go with this, there's a companion piece which will be coming out tomorrow called Plagg's Day Out. So you get to see it from Plagg's point of view, which is really fun. So make sure you check that out as well. Make sure you smash the like button. Show her some love. Make sure you go and send Jheqia some love for writing it. All her information is listed down below. Make sure you comment what you think of it, and make sure you subscribe so you do not miss out on this beautiful series. Other series are happening at the moment and other one-shots do come. And I hope you're good, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.